This is Channel 7, the #1 station for news and information in Southern California.
While those in Westwood voiced their opposition to President Reagan, here in downtown Los Angeles, in front of City Hall, there was a demonstration of another kind. This one to show support for the policies of President Reagan. Here, the American flag was easy to spot, and the talk was strongly in favor of the administration's foreign policy goals in Central America and the move to send troops into Grenada.
The president needs bipartisan support. He needs your support, and he needs the support of the rest of the American people. The president is determined to protect American security interests and American lives wherever they are.
The pro-Reagan demonstration was coordinated by Californians for a Strong America, with one of the organizers saying he was encouraged by the turnout in spite of today's less than encouraging weather. Ron Olson, Channel 7 Eyewitness News, Los Angeles.
As chairman of Coalitions Against Soviet Aggression and executive director of Californians for a Strong America, I welcome you all to this afternoon rally in support of President Reagan's action in Grenada to neutralize a very dangerous Soviet and Cuban presence on that island and to free the people of Grenada from the brutal control of Marxist thugs.
The president needs bipartisan support. He needs your support, and he needs the support of the rest of the American people.
I'm speaking here today as the director of a national student group, the Collegiate Association for the Research Principles, whose inspiration is Reverend Sun Myung Moon. CARP members support and commend President Reagan's courageous decision to protect innocent lives and to restore order and democracy to Grenada.
En Cuba, no ahora porque la están teniendo, pero de aquí a 3 y 4 meses.
Nor has there been any assurance from the Soviet Union that they would not shoot another airliner down just like they did Flight 007.
Dictadura que en los últimos 5 años solo reveses y derrotas ha sufrido.
More than 20 organizations were represented at this show of support for Reagan, sponsored by Californians for a Strong America. The message at this gathering came from Lieutenant General Gordon Sumner, a State Department expert on Central America. Sumner attacked the Soviet Union for their role in the militarization of Grenada and called on his audience to back the president in his long-term goals in Central America. General Sumner said he would take word back to Washington of the overwhelming turnout at today's rally.
Coalition for Freedom rallied in downtown Houston this afternoon. Their message, get rid of communism in any form in the world. The group used the occasion as the first meeting of what they claim is a new group.
Wake up! America! Wake up!
The crowd looked like a United Nations delegation. It was made up of Orientals, Europeans, North, South, and Central Americans. The Texas Coalition for Freedom, an offshoot of Reverend Moon's Unification Church, teamed up with several other groups to hold the event. Sunday, November 6 marks the 66th anniversary of the Bolshevik Revolution in Russia, the revolution that ushered in modern-day communism. Organizers of this anti-communist demonstration feel it only fitting to hold this rally on this day.
In fact, today, maybe you're wondering why are we having this rally today? Because actually, tomorrow is the 66th birthday of the Soviet Union. And we're here the day before to mourn this fact and to tell the whole world that we do not want ever again a country to fall to communism. We're here today to support the president for what he did in Grenada last week. We're looking forward to the time when he can feel free to do it to all of these murderous countries that try to dominate this world. I want to explain a little bit about the Texas Coalition for Freedom. My name is Peter Gogan, and I'm the Regional Director of the Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles. And we're an organization that is involved in the Texas Coalition for Freedom. And I was asked by the coalition to lead this rally today. The Texas Coalition for Freedom is a coalition of 35 local anti-communist organizations who united together in the wake of the KAL massacre and the invasion of Grenada, or the liberation of Grenada, I should say, by our president, who want to present a strong voice to the people of Houston. Because if any one of our groups here today had a rally, we might be able to get 30 people. But as we look around us today, united together, I think we have a very successful rally already, and we have a statement to make to the people because we're united together as a coalition against communism and to wake up this country.
In Washington today, several thousand demonstrators marched on the White House. There were 18 arrests after counter-demonstrators broke through police lines and threw themselves in front of the marchers.
Thousands of demonstrators marched past the White House.
At the White House, counter-demonstrators protesting the march clashed with police. They said they belonged to the Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles, an organization founded by Korean evangelist Reverend Sun Myung Moon. Police arrested 18.
The time they reached the White House, there were at least 20,000 marching. There also was trouble. Police formed a wall to separate protesters from a small group who indicated they fully support the administration's approach in Central America.
America needs patriots! America needs patriots!
When those who backed the administration apparently tried to stop the march, a brief fight broke out and police intervened. 18 people were arrested.
Communists out of America!
Two demonstrations, one supporting the president, the other opposing him, met in front of the White House today. Police had to use force to stop the smaller group of Reagan supporters from blocking the path of thousands of people marching against the president's policies. The confrontation marred what had been a day-long peaceful demonstration to protest U.S. military action in the Caribbean and Central America. Mac Lee has more on the story.
The Reagan administration's foreign and domestic policies came under attack from thousands of demonstrators who gathered today at 3 sites throughout the city. The morning activities ended with a noontime march up Pennsylvania Avenue that carried protesters past the White House toward a planned rally on the Ellipse. At that point, the demonstrators were confronted by a pro-Reagan faction, and a confrontation developed. Police say as many as 16 people were arrested for disorderly conduct. Many were members of a group called the Collegiate Association for the Research of Principles, a group that supports American involvement in Central America and the Caribbean. Police say no serious injuries occurred during the disturbance.
President Reagan's foreign policies were sharply attacked in protests at opposite ends of the country today. Some 3,000 turned out in L.A., while at least 20,000 were on hand in the nation's capital. There was some violence in Washington. 18 people were taken into custody.
This afternoon's march and demonstration ended up at MacArthur Park. Here, several thousand persons gathered at the amphitheater to demonstrate against U.S. policies in... Across the street, there was no convincing this group, another coalition of conservative groups.
If you look at what happened in Grenada, and what we found in Grenada after the U.S. went in, it's clear that Cuba had very strong ambitions in Grenada and throughout the Caribbean basin. The same pattern is being established in Nicaragua.
A similar rally here in Houston didn't produce as many people, but it did produce a lot of angry rhetoric. It also produced a raucous confrontation with a slightly larger anti-communist group, and Houston police were caught in the middle.
The march, called by the Committee to Oppose U.S. Intervention in Grenada, ended in a rally at Emancipation Park at the corner of Dowling and Elgin. There it attracted a counter-demonstration by anti-communists and the Collegiate Association for Research of Principles, many of whose members are Moonies.
In between the two sides stood this thin blue line of Houston police officers.
Each side cautioned its followers not to provoke violence. There was only one arrest, that of a juvenile who tried to run from one group to the other, and he was charged with disorderly conduct.